Hey friends, it's Laura, Laura's Handmade Haven. Welcome and welcome back. I'm so glad you joined me today. This is May's Haven Happenings. So basically we're going to go over what I've done in April, what I'm planning on doing in May, and giving each other some grace because this has become quite a busy time of year. All of a sudden, I spent most of today trying to get a computer repaired, and it's put me behind, and I'm trying to calm my inner self and just focus and recenter and just get through my update for you guys. So bear with me if I seem a little scattered because in all honesty, I am. All right, so we're going to go through cross stitch and quilting and other crafts. I'm going to talk about some of the videos that I released this last month, some videos that you should be seeing in the upcoming month, and a couple new projects I'm going to be taking on. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into cross stitching. It's a very small update because I am still having some problems with my right thumb. It feels like if I cross stitch for more than an hour or so in the evening, that I have problems with it for a couple days, and that just isn't worth it, honestly. I have to be able to not be in pain when I'm working and doing schoolwork and just daily life. So I've kind of put cross stitch to the back burner just to give myself some time to heal on that. But I do have something to share with you because I did start something new and fun in April, and I want to show that off. All right, so you may remember around Christmas time, my husband and I went to Branson, Missouri, and I got to visit one of the really cool needle workshops there, and I bought a couple patterns. I bought this little Honey Faire from October House, I believe, October House Fiber Arts, and then I also got this little pattern, which is Shepherd's Bush, and it's just like a little buzz. So basically the idea is I'm going to be putting these kind of together. I'm going to put this Honey Faire design above the buzz, so I'll make it kind of like a long vertical piece. And I have started it, but like I said, because I'm trying to be kind to myself, I haven't gotten that far yet, but this is what I have so far. I have a lot of the beehive itself done. And to be quite honest, looking at the patterns, once I get this beehive done, the rest of it is going to be smooth sailing. Like I said, I am planning on putting the buzz word below it here, and we'll just kind of see how it goes. I want to get this design together minus that bottom border. I want to get that design stitched and then see where I'm at. I may decide that I don't want the word down there, or I may decide to put it somewhere else instead, but I kind of started in an area on my cloth, so I have some options to work with. So we'll see how it goes. And I am stitching this on a 28 count Lugana. I love my Lugana cloth, so that's what I'm using. And I am using Anchor floss. And let me show you my colors. But I mean, well, yeah, okay. So here's my color box, and they're just kind of in there. And let me here. One moment, please. Goodness. Okay. So there are my Anchor flosses, and to be quite honest with you, I looked at the picture on the chart and I just went to my Anchor floss boxes and just pulled out the colors that I felt like I needed. I may switch those out if I need to as I go through, but so far it's worked out all right, and I really feel like it's going to be fine. So that is my only cross stitch item that I've done this past month. Like I said, I feel like if I stitch for more than like half an hour that I start having some pain the next day. So I'm just being kind to myself and not pushing my luck with the cross stitch right now. So that is my cross stitch update. I haven't done anything on the houses on Pumpkin Lane. I haven't made any progress on the snowman collector. I haven't made any more progress on any of the Prairie Schooler Santas. And that's the only start that I had in April, and I'm going to continue working on it in May. Along with these other items, I'm really just going to pull out whatever I feel like working on, and that's what I'm going to stitch that evening. But I'm going to try, I think I'm going to try to limit my stitching to maybe 2 evenings a week, just to kind of give myself a break through the other days and hopefully get that hand all healed up for me. I'm trying to avoid the inevitable, I feel like, at this point, but we're just going to pretend that I'm going to take it easy and it's going to be fine. It'll be fine. All right. So as far as quilting goes, I did a lot of quilting in April. I feel like I got a lot of quilting things kind of going or started or wrapped up in April, and I had a lot of fun with it. I have a few videos coming out in May that I'll tell you about in a little while. But in April, the first confession I have is that I have not worked on the cartwheels quilt at all. I love that quilt. I am just having some problems getting motivated with it. And I really feel like it was because I didn't have a main project going, and I didn't want that to be my main project. So what I have done is I have decided that I will be sewing along with Lori Holt's Sweet Land quilt. And you may have seen the video that I released last weekend that talked about just some of the prep work that I did. I'm going to have a couple more videos coming out before the 19th, hopefully, that talks about just cutting your fabric and getting all of that sorted and just kind of getting organized before that sew along kicks off on the 19th with her. And then I will be sewing along with those blocks. So stay tuned for those tips and tricks as well. If you are a person that will sew the day of when she releases the vlog, then you will probably be missing out on my tips and tricks. But if you're like most of us and you have to schedule that time in and you can give me a few days past when she releases her blog post, then hopefully I'll have some additional tips and tricks to share with you to help you with your Sweet Land quilt. So in addition to the Sweet Land quilt, I have went through some of my scrappy stuff and I grabbed some projects that I've just kind of like put to the side and said, I'm going to do this someday, right? So I have some videos coming out from those. I have a Selvedge string block quilt that I'm going to be showing you how to put together and maybe inspire you to save some of those selvages up from some of your favorite fabrics. I also have some 9-patch quilts, scrappy quilts coming out that I am really excited about those as well. My friend Carol and I sat and cut a ton of 5-inch squares at a couple different evening sit and sews here in Columbia. And I have lots of 5-inch squares in bags that are sorted by color. And I just haven't been doing anything with them. And I don't know, I needed a pretty easy to sew, but yet fun project to do. So I pulled out some of those bags and whipped up some 9 patches. And so I do have a video coming out on that as well, just to kind of show you what you can do with some scrappy 9-patch blocks. All right, so in addition to that on quilting, let's see, what else have I been doing? All kinds of fun stuff. I have a couple really cool vintage quilt videos that I'm going to try to get done in May. These probably won't be published till June. I'm looking forward to doing those, and I hope you look forward to seeing those projects. One of them was with that beautiful yellow Dresden plate quilt. I have such a fun idea for that. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. That's definitely a quilty fun update that will be coming soon. All right, so this past month, I have kind of been all over the place, I guess, with crafty goodness. I've had some Cricut crafts. I've had some heat press stuff. I've done some engraving. I've done some a rotary tool demonstration. I've done some glue guns, some cross stitch finishing with a really cool cordless glue gun. So if you haven't seen those videos, or if you're just tuning in for the first time, go back into just like my videos list and things that happened in April, because I was kind of all over the place, but that's kind of how I am. Like, I do a lot of different types of crafts, and I like being able to pull out something from the closet and just work on it for a couple days or a week or whatever, and just kind of give some variety, because I feel like the more variety I bring into my crafting, the more creative I feel. It kind of helps me break out of those boxes that we sometimes get ourselves into, where you feel like, okay, I quilt and this is all I do, and you kind of get stuck in that rut. But when I go back and I play with some paper for a little bit with the Cricut, or I do some heat transfer vinyl, or I do something with wood or glass or who knows what, or beads, then I feel like it just allows my brain to kind of reset itself and become a lot more creative than I would have. And then when I go back to quilting or cross stitch or whatever it is, I just feel so invigorated and so excited about that craft again. So if you're stuck in a rut some time with your crafting, think about that for a minute and just think about something else you can do just to kind of inspire yourself and feel creative again and just play in your craft room. So I did a lot of that in April, and I shared several of those things with you guys. And thank you so much for all the wonderful feedback and all the suggestions and all of the support with that. I know that we are here for each other, right? As a community of crafters, and we definitely need to inspire and support one another. And I really appreciate you guys supporting and inspiring me. Okay, so let's see what else I've done. In April, if you did not see, I did have a domestic sewing machine, free motion quilting type video that I put out. It's very basic, very beginner friendly. So if you have never done any free motion quilting on your domestic machine before, maybe check that out, because I'm just kind of giving you some very honest advice and some tips and tricks on that. In addition to that, I also showed you how I put that washi tape on my sewing machine for my own seam guide tape. That is something that several of you had asked me to do, just to show how to do that or explain how to do it. So I finally got around to it. I do listen to your suggestions. So if you have other things that you want to see, feel free to drop them in the comments. I do read those. I actually have a notebook that I like jot ideas down in. And as I get through them, I just mark them off and I just keep going. So obviously I can't get everything done overnight. Wish I could, but I can't. But as I have time and as I have the inspiration to do so, then I try to incorporate all of your ideas into my videos and for the channel. So please keep those ideas for content coming to me. All right, so coming in May, yay, we're in May. I cannot believe we're in May, but we are. In May, we will be finishing up that delightful desert sew along on that baby quilt. I am so pleased with the way it turned out. It's actually gifted and out to its recipient. So that quilt is done in my world, but I think we have 1 or 2 more videos to post on the channel before it's completely wrapped up. So be watching for that. And then, as I said, we're going to start the Lori Holt Sweetland quilt. That's towards the end of May, but I'll have some videos coming out on that as well. And then like I said, I do have that Selvedge string block quilt. Those videos will probably begin at some point in May. I'm adjusting some things just because of the Sweetland quilt along. But those videos should start in May. And then I also have a couple of really cool wooden projects for you guys. So I have a barn quilt tutorial on just a different take on barn quilts. And then I also have some wooden decorative blocks that I'm going to show you how to put that cute little set together really quickly and easily with the Cricut. And I share that file out so you will be able to quickly make your wooden blocks as well. So in other news, yes, I do have a cross-stitch planner coming out. It'll be the same way as the quilting planner. I will put the PDF together. I will share it. You can get it. It'll be free. I have no problem with that at all. I feel like anything that I create for myself, if it's something that someone else can use, then you should be more than welcome to do so. So be watching for that. I'm thinking probably June on the cross-stitch planner, just because I need to have enough time to get everything together. So yeah, so that is kind of where I'm at, like all over the place, right? But I do want to share a couple things with you that I got that are crafty related, and I'm super excited about them because you guys know I love Lori Holt, and her Sweetland sew along is coming up, but her Americana fabric line is out, and so I wanted a couple of these charms. So I got the flag, which is super, super cute. And I also got this quilty star, because who doesn't need another quilt block star? And those are charms that I'll put on my project bags or on my purse or my bags or whatever I find. And then, okay, I love this. It's gorgeous. I'm glad I have it, but this is what you get when you don't read the description on an item very closely. I bought her Sweetland needle minder. You guys, it's huge. It's like 4.5 inches square. I'm pretty sure I measured it. It's like 4.5 inches square. It is huge, and it has one magnet on it. I love you, Riley Blake. I love you, Lori Holt, but this is ridiculous. All right. I'm not going to use this as a needle minder. I mean, I know it says scissor minder, but like most of my scissor minders, okay, so like this is the size I'm used to. This is the size we have. Like I said, I love you, Riley Blake. I love you, Lori Holt, but what the heck is this? Like, who needs a 4.5-inch scissor minder needle minder? It's huge. I can't put this on a project in a project bag. I mean, plus it weighs. I bet it weighs like a pound. I love it though. It's gorgeous, and I probably will just like end up putting it on something like in my craft room, like, you know, as a magnet or something, because I can't use that for a scissor minder and carry that in my bag. It's huge. So if any of you have that because you didn't read or because you did read, tell me how you're using yours, because I'm not sure yet. It's been laying on my desk for like 2 weeks and I don't know. I just don't know. Okay. Anyway, back to what we're going to be doing. So in May, my goals are to get the Sweetland quilt cut out and started. That's my goal, because I feel like anything more than that and I'm going to be ripping my hair out. I'm also hoping to do another berry jam quilt with some scraps or something with that. I also, speaking of scraps, I have these scraps that I cut off of a fat quarter bundle. It's obviously Lori Holt, okay? But I had those that I cut them off a fat quarter bundle, and I haven't done anything with them, and they've been in my cart for a while. So I'm going to do something with these, and if I am inspired and it starts being really cute, then I will put a video together and share with you what I'm doing too. So yeah, so the Sweetland quilt, a berry jam quilt. I might do another 9-patch quilt. Maybe not. I don't know. Ooh, I should make progress on the cartwheel quilt. And then something with these, and then cross stitch. I'm just going to continue on whatever I want in May, and kind of give my hand a little bit of a rest. And then other crafty wise, I don't really have anything like in my mind right now that I'm going to do or try to do in May, but that's my update. Not much cross stitch, a lot of quilting, a lot of other crafts. Just April was really more about just being kind to myself and just allowing myself to have that creative liberty to craft what I wanted, make what I wanted, and just be happy with whatever I'd created. So, and that was definitely, that goal was met. So that's great. But yeah, that's my little corner of the world. That's what I'm doing. That's what I feel like I'm going to be having ready for you in May. And that's where we're at. So I hope you enjoyed the update. I hope you've been enjoying your time in your craft space, no matter how big nor small. So, and I hope that you're enjoying this great spring, almost summer weather, because it's been great. I planted flowers last week. They're gorgeous, and I am very happy and looking forward to some warmer days with the windows open. So until next time, find joy in all you do. Carve out some time for crafting and creating. And remember, it's always better when you make stuff up.